Welcome to another edition of the Brewery Boys Expedition Podcast. I'm Ricky J here with Max P. How you doing, Max?
I'm doing excellent, Rick. Good to be back. We had a little bit of a break there. We both had stuff going on, but it's been a good week.
That's right. It sure has been. I am enjoying a wonderful juicy this evening. What do you got?
We're kind of going to our go-tos because that's your go-to, and this is my go-to, the old hoppy seltzer. Although I've been drinking a little bit of the pumpkin ale and, of course, the Oktoberfest recently, because those are kind of the two hot ones on tap, along with the neighborhood. We got some great seasonals right now.
That's right. I've neglected to try the neighborhood, so I got to get in.
Yeah, you got to do it because it is, I honestly think, the best neighborhood we've ever made. It's got just an explosion of like tropical, fruity hoppiness to it, and it's a hazy, fresh hop IPA. And a lot of people that don't know what fresh hop IPAs are, the difference is we're taking the hops while they're still wet, meaning we pick them fresh and put them right into the boil instead of getting them dried out and then sometimes even put into pellet form so that they can be stored long term and then used in the beer that way. So you tend to get a sweeter, grassier, earthier kind of hoppiness to it, which a lot of people like, especially people that like hazy IPAs that aren't really looking for that slap you in the face bitterness. It gives you a little bit more of a smoother, New England style kind of hazy IPA. So really good.
Right.
So yeah, lots of good seasonal beers on tap. I seen them actually brewing another beer in the small side here this last week, and it's going to be a nice big dark beer, so we'll be talking about that one coming up in the future as well. But on the beer side, we've just been trying to make room for things as more and more beers have come out. The Oktoberfest is unfortunately gone on draft. That was the quickest we've ever run out of the Oktoberfest this year. And we had it down at the Oktoberfest that you and I actually were able to go down and take part of. And matter of fact, if you want, maybe we could pull up a little clip. I know you and I, it was one of the first Oktoberfest for me with a rodeo involved. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Now, they had a large tent with a band in it and a couple of bars set up, which was pretty nice. And then you went out of that across the way, not far, and there was a little rodeo going on.
Yeah, I can't remember what they call it. Is it a ranch rodeo or basically
something stock? Was
stock
it big
rodeo?
Stock?
That's right.
Big stock or something like that. It's basically the horses.
Yeah, bucking horses, and I'm not sure what else they did before we got there, but there's a picture with a beer in it, which is happened to be an Oktoberfest. But let's check it out.
I got a couple of videos.
Nice ride.
It was. I know when we saw that, we kind of looked at each other and said, well, and we were busy drinking too. We're like, did that seem that hard? Because it just seemed like it's some heavy loping.
Yeah, exactly.
Then, luckily, we stuck around because that stock must have heard that and said, well, we'll show you boys.
It didn't get any easier, that's
No,
for
it
sure.
did not. So here's the second one.
Oh. Yeah, you'd want to get out of the way because they didn't look like they were ready to be nice.
They did not. And here's number 3.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Boom! Talk about head over heels. Boy, that guy, he had a pretty exciting departure on that horse.
He did. He almost landed on his head. Now, this one, I would say, is the horse with the biggest attitude right here. You need to watch this one.
Whoa. Yeah, glad we weren't standing on that gate panel there. Gosh,
No doubt.
darn, even the clown was running away from that thing.
That horse was getting some height. I mean, it was getting some good height, and it's bucks. And then man, it had some attitude even after the fact. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll go out of here.
Yeah.
I might just stick around a little bit.
But you're not riding me.
No. And I remember they didn't get him out the first time and had to chase him back around and get a hold of him. And
Yep.
he had some plans.
Yeah. So that was, what else? We went back to the brewery that night because we had somebody playing that night, I believe, didn't we? Who was playing that night?
We did. We had the opener was pretty unique for us. And then it was Sean's girlfriend's band, and
oh, that's right. Gilda House.
Gilda
Yep,
House. That's right.
Yeah. Yep. That's right. Yeah, we had kind of a almost TikTok kind of I don't know which even categorize. There's not EDM. It's more of a pop, auto tune kind of poppy stuff, and it was definitely unique and different. And then Gilda House did a great job. But that's right. We had a lot going on that night.
Right. We had a buddy come in, and then so we went back to the golf simulator. So we missed a lot of that show.
Yep.
But,
that's right.
Yeah, it was a busy night from rodeo to Oktoberfest to Gilda House.
It was a fun week for sure. And then this last week, we've had some great stuff as well. I mean, between...
how'd the pinball tournament go?
The pinball tournament went really well. I'm wearing the Stern shirt just to kind of...
nice.
Memorialize the event. It was our very first one, and it actually, we were thinking we'd end up with around 10 to 12 players because we really didn't. I mean, we put it out on social media,
right,
and that was about it. And certainly told the folks, and we put up a sign in the game room, the Lewis and Clarkade, about a week before. But we did want to kind of keep it somewhat small because it's the first time doing it, and it's a little bit of
it was 10,
learn your way through it.
10,000 for first place.
Yeah, 10,000.
8 for second,
points.
5 for third. Points.
So we
Maybe
ended
not
up
quite
with
that.
over 20 players, which was surprising for us. Lots of walk-ins, lots of females. Not that females don't play pinball, but I was just surprised to see 4 or 5 ladies sign up.
That's great.
Some of them just came in by themselves to play pinball in the tournament, which was super cool. And we had some out-of-towners there. Of course, Dan Murphy was in town from All Good Things. He played in the tournament.
Nice.
And then certainly some local folks that play pinball in our place quite a bit, but some new faces as well. So we focused on 3 machines, and we used this software that kind of randomizes your play and says, all right, Rick, you're going to be playing with Max on, let's say, Fishtails, and then, Dan, you're going to be playing with Heath over on Iron Maiden, and then it's kind of a round robin kind of deal. And now that we understand it better, and Cody did a great job with the tournament overall, everybody had great things to say about it. And we did give away some cool prizes. The trophy itself was really sweet. Matter of fact, I think one of the images, if you want to pull up, we could take a look at, has the trophy in it, like probably Pinball 1 there. Yeah, Pinball. So here's the top 3. You've got Heath and Jake, and then Casey got third.
Nice.
And the tournament trophy is right over in Heath's hand. It's just a small little pinball machine that actually has the date and inaugural pinball tournament winner that was cut out of a file on Glowforge. So it's kind of cool to be able to do some custom things like that. So people were excited. And then the first place also got a T-shirt and a $25 gift card. Second place got a T-shirt and a $10 gift card. And third place got a T-shirt. So
nice.
It worked out really well. Took about 2 hours. Got a couple more shots if you want to show just some of the crowd. I was surprised how many people were just hanging out and just checking it out, because sometimes you might be on a buy.
Right.
We're waiting for some other players. And of course, got some family there. My wife and daughter Kayleen's there.
Sure.
And I think one more from another angle just shows some folks playing on the machines. But quite a few folks into the pinball scene and just there to watch and learn. So really cool. We're definitely going to be doing it again, looking at doing them once a month and actually getting a little more organized and trying to get people to sign up ahead of time so that we can actually seed everybody and make it even more efficient. So what I mean by that is if we cap it at like 24 players, well, then there's 4 per machine and we run 6 machines and everybody's playing and nobody's waiting kind of thing.
Okay.
And whereas we were running 3 machines just because, again, new to it and trying to figure things out. And so it will get better, and it's also going to become an actual sanctioned tournament, probably either this next one in November or definitely the one in December. It just takes a while to get all the ducks in a row with the International Flipper Pinball Association. And so people that are competitive will want to sign up for a free account out there so it will track their scores. And if they ever have a desire to play at a state level tournament or even a regional tournament or a national or international tournament, they need to accumulate those points. And the really cool thing is Stern, one of the big pinball manufacturers, has now created a program for operators like ourselves that have an arcade where people can come in and play machines. And so they're going to be giving us a bunch of prizes like koozies and shirts and hats and stuff like that that are kind of unique pinball-oriented prizes. It'll be fun, too.
Oh, that's great. And so when you sign up, and let's say this time there were 3 machines, you were guaranteed to play 2 games on or 1 game on each machine?
You're actually 4. So you got 4 games total. But because it was random, like, for example, I played 2 on Iron Maiden and 2 on Jurassic Park, and I never got to play Fishtails, whereas if we would have done that manually ourselves, we could have equalized it because the random nature of randomness, right? It just didn't necessarily get placed on each machine. But, again, we learned a lot from it. The software we'll still use. It was great to throw up the leaderboard on the big screen in the game room, and there was a lot of people just looking up at that leaderboard on a regular basis. So I think it'll be really fun, and I think down the road I wouldn't be surprised to see it whatever we cap it at, 24 or 32, depending on the machines we're going to put in play. We'd like to finish within a couple of hours, and of course it's free play while you're playing. There's a lot of places that you sign up for a tournament and you still have to put the dollar into play. We don't do that. We just open them up and it's free play. So you're getting those 4, it costs you $5 to register, and you're getting $4 worth of guaranteed games. And we open it up an hour early for people to play for free on the tournament machines. We just ask that they just play 1 and then move on, so everybody gets a chance to kind of practice a little bit. So yeah, worked out better than we expected. And I think it's going to be a staple for us. So,
and are the machines set up the exact same way as when you are playing, or there are some differences like no free balls and that sort of thing?
There is a tournament mode that it goes into, but we were surprised. It was hard to tell. There definitely was some sequences that changed, and we actually printed out a sheet for each machine and put it on the machine. So if you were super into Jurassic Park and you knew I got to do this, and this in order to get this sequence done, it might be different in the tournament mode. But surprisingly, the auto ball return and free ball and auto cast and some of those terminologies where if the machine feels terrible for you because you drained the ball within the first 10 seconds or something, those were still on.
Okay. So they're on in tournament mode.
Yeah, and it made it very playable. There was still, just the way anything goes, there's some people that are really good at one of those machines, and I've seen them got a really terrible score just because it's kind of the luck of the draw.
Right.
You never know how that ball is going to bounce. But Heath was the champion, and Heath, of course, works for us at Lewis and Clark, and he also runs the golf simulator. So he's got a lot of practice.
Got some hours in there.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
he's put some quarters in there.
Exactly. So it turned out to be a really cool thing, and definitely something we're looking forward to.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm sure that it's going to garner more and more attention, and you never know what that people are into.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
So we'll see the Helena community, see how many people are really into pinball.
Yep, for sure. So then, some of the other rock and roll that we had over this last week, of course, we had the big party Friday night, which was Bob White's 60th birthday party, where we had Rail and Blue Tattoo. And
we've been talking about them for a little while.
Yeah, really good time. I was very impressed. Rail is a great band. I don't know their stuff as well as I knew all those covers that Blue Tattoo was playing. but they're phenomenal musicians and really good guys, both of them. Yeah, we had a nice crowd. I would say very manageable crowd. Of course, all of the upstairs was sold out for the birthday party, and then a nice crowd downstairs in front of the stage. And sound was great. It was loud because it was a rock show. And I think turned out to be a really, really good experience for everyone. I think we got
let's take a
couple of
listen
videos
of
here. This is Blue Tattoo. This is the
Yep.
group that does a lot of great 80s rock and roll covers. Yeah, classic Quiet Riot there, a little bang your head. And there was definitely a lot of folks you could tell that knew the music because they were singing along
Right.
with it. Really cool.
Well, in Blue Tattoo's promo material, they discuss, that a lot of these songs aren't attempted by other cover bands because they don't have the vocals to cover them.
That's
and he
true.
did an amazing job with these. They were all very high.
Yeah.
And he did great.
Yeah, he's really great at a lot of that kind of screaming 80s stuff. And boy, that drummer, pretty impressive too. Same drummer in both bands. Kelly Nobles did the drumming for Blue Tattoo, and he's actually the founder of both bands, the founder of Blue Tattoo and the founder of Rail. And this was the first song that Rail opened up with, so the crowd hadn't even filtered back in. There was a break, and it was their number one song. So luckily I grabbed the phone, got a little video of it. Here we go.
Yeah, I got to mention though, so people take a moment to look at it, the drum kit and the riser that it's on, so you can get a good look at it. And this is like a stereotypical '80s rock drum kit with double bass, a lot of toms. These days the drums have simplified a lot more.
Yeah, a lot of times almost kind of subdued in the corner.
just one tom, maybe even in a floor tom, but
Yeah,
this
even
is
the cymbals mounted on the side there.
yeah, like I said, the drummer that we both know very well. This would be Brian Barnes approved.
Absolutely. Cool. Yeah, that was a fun show, and definitely would love to have both of those bands back. Already thinking about maybe trying to get Blue Tattoo back for next summer on an outdoor show. That would be really fun, I think.
It would be. I think people would enjoy them because it's an easy one to come and listen to because you're going to recognize the songs that they're playing.
Yeah, I mean, we kept looking at each other like, oh, wow, yeah. I totally remember this song, but I haven't heard anybody cover this in a long time, because like you said, a lot of those are just really tough to cover. And those are the easy songs to screw up on and make the band look bad.
Yeah. And
most of the time.
To do those songs over and over and over again, I mean, that's an impressive voice, He sustained that and did a great job. So I pulled this back up just, we've got a few other things coming up that, on obviously, like I said, 1026 Zombie with Suits, 1027.
Tuesday night, the Solid 15, that's just coming back for the first time in several months. Taylor McCarl puts that together. It'll be up in the Power Room. So if you're looking for a more intimate kind of singer-songwriter kind of vibe, I think that's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. We've been doing comedy up there for every Sunday night for several years now. So we have a little stage and got a little PA up there. But I think they were all kind of looking more for sometimes in a busy tap room, brewery situation, bar situation, the music becomes somewhat of the background.
Sure.
And there's quite a few people talking and laughing, and that's all good. But, when you're asking musicians to give us your best 15 minutes, so in most cases, that's probably 3 to 4 songs.
Right.
And they've worked hard and these are all original tunes, so they've worked hard to get ready for that. It is nice just to be able to sit down and appreciate what they have to say and appreciate what they're creating.
Right, and that's Tuesday.
Tuesday. What is today? The 21st.
Where are we at?
So let's see here. Gosh, it's Tuesday the 24th.
The 24th. Yeah.
So the 24th is Solid 15 in the Power Room. 25th is trivia Wednesday night. 26 is Zombies with Suits, local guys. They get dressed up. They put on a great Halloween kind of themed show. Some really interesting music, so encourage people to come down for that. You're welcome to wear a costume that night if you'd like as well. I mean, Halloween is not on a weekend this year, so we're going to see people going to different Halloween parties on Friday night and Saturday night. We're going to be doing our official one on Saturday night, but you won't look too out of place on Friday night because the band is going to look like zombies. So you'll fit right in if you come in Friday. And then, or is that Thursday? I'm sorry. Let's see. 10/26. Gosh.
26 is Thursday.
Yeah. So that's Thursday night. And then Friday night's the big Tom Petty tribute show. The Waiting. These guys always bring in a great crowd. Most of them are from the Bozeman area, but they've been traveling around doing bigger shows. They've done shows at the Wilma. They've done shows at the Pub Station in Billings. And if you're into Tom Petty at all, it's definitely an enjoyable Tom Petty experience. So I encourage people to go online and get tickets for that one. There's still tickets available. The Zombies with Suits is just a $5 cover, and the Halloween Party is just a $5 cover as well. And also during the Halloween Party, you got Goldie Vox, which is just a phenomenal band. Great music, great vocals, and we'll be stopping in between sets and doing a costume party or contest with some cool giveaways for, best couple, best female, best male, and also some gift cards and all sorts of other fun stuff that we'll be giving away there. So should be a fun weekend of not only Halloween, but good music coming. And then just looking a little bit further down the road, we're stoked to have Right Turn Clyde come back. Actually a different name, but you and I are familiar with Tim Sullivan. He's been in bands for years around here.
Right.
Great guitarist and vocalist. So they'll be coming in on the 2nd of November, and then on the 3rd of November, we have Beer Bingo. On the 4th, we got Timber Rattlers. And looking even further down, we got Stereo Sky, Synthesis, and 710 Ashbury. So make sure if you're into any of those, just jump on lctaproom.com, look at the event schedule. And Rick and I are constantly booking new music. We just filled in some more stuff around the holidays. We do have a great party the night before Thanksgiving, I will throw out there right now, which is normally our trivia night. It's Wednesday, the 22nd of November, and it's 10 years gone. So they always pull in a huge crowd, and you're going to have a bunch of people in to see their parents and grandparents for Thanksgiving. So that's going to be a really fun night. And then, of course, Thanksgiving Day, we will not be open Thanksgiving night. We do usually open till about 5 o'clock Thanksgiving Day, so people come in to fill growlers and stuff like that. And then we let folks, spend time with their families, and then back to the live music after that. So lots of cool stuff coming up.
That's awesome. Well, any other news? Anything else on the horizon?
Oh, gosh. football's been exciting.
It has been. How are those Cats doing?
They're doing really good. I mean, they look solid. So we'll see how they go in the next. They got a tough schedule. They're on the road against tough opponents for the next 3 weeks.
Okay, so no, you're not getting down to Bozeman to do much tailgating.
Yeah, I think there's one game before the Grizz game, actually. So I think they were at Sac State and then Idaho, and then I think there might be one game in between there. But yeah, we'll get down there one more time for sure. And then, of course, the Cat Grizz is in Missoula this year. And so should be good, though. I mean, Grizz are looking pretty solid, too. I mean, they've struggled a little bit, but overall, I mean, their record is still solid and should be a very meaningful game when the time comes.
That will be a good game. Obviously, it always garners the interest of everyone in the state.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone picks a side.
And then we've got some other exciting stuff that we won't quite announce yet, but you and I have been working with a third person to try to get some bigger acts coming through Helena on a regular basis. And we're very excited about that possibility. Spring and summer and fall, we should be really throwing a lot more higher level bands at the Helena market. And we're certainly hoping that the Helena market will respond and come out and check them out.
Yeah, it would be nice. They won't have to drive to Great Falls or Missoula or Bozeman. They could see it right here in their hometown, and maybe we could bring in some folks from those communities too.
That would be really cool. I think that's definitely something that people that are into live music here in town are always looking for, and there's always that core support of people that we see on a lot of nights at the tap room that just really enjoy live music, and they're the kind of people that come up and say, hey, thank you for bringing these people in. And I think we can grow that with some names that more people have heard of. We've had some unbelievably talented people come through, but let's face it, the average person in Helena never heard of them.
Right.
And even though they might have some great numbers in Texas or Nashville or California or wherever the case may be, I think, the bands that we're working on for the future, people will definitely have said, oh, wow, I know that band. I've heard of that band before. And instead of, like you said, going to Missoula or Bozeman, be able to check them out right in their hometown is going to be cool.
Well, it is. I mean, we were discussing that with the person we were speaking with, and he brought up an example of having Chris Stapleton for a show and couldn't get much over 200 people.
Yeah, 180 or 200 people.
Yeah. And before Stapleton made it big, he did this show, and he said, oh, thanks for the show. And his representative said, no, he really needed it. And he goes back and immediately blows up. Well, for those up to 250 people that were at that very, very small, intimate show.
What a cool thing.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And so that's the opportunity that I think that is being missed with some folks that. But we should be able to strike a nice balance of some bigger acts that people recognize that want to come in. I mean, that's the goal. And then also keep plenty of nights for Helena bands and local musicians that we can offer at a very, very inexpensive rate or some free. We'll just have to see how it goes.
And I think that's always been the challenge that we've talked about, is trying to do all this and still make it work financially. And, there's always that perception that, wow, they must just be killing it there. But they don't see, like we had the insurance information come back this week that several companies denied us because we do live entertainment now. They just won't do insurance. And then all the licensing fees that have gone up, which are somewhere around $500 a month just to be able to have live music for all the licensing. So there's a lot of things that, a lot of even local musicians might not really comprehend and understand fully. But that's why so many other people are getting out of the live music. It's become more and more difficult to make it financially feasible.
Well, and some get by for a while, and then they get recognized. They get on some of these larger companies' radars that are kind of enforcing this stuff. Yep. And then suddenly, yes, they go, wow, that's just too pricey.
Yep, can't do it. But yeah, we're excited to give it another commitment and have some fresh new bands to us because of the fact that they can be booked in another major market in Montana. and still kind of keep that exclusivity for, just maybe 2 markets in Montana.
Right.
So that'll be great.
Well, the weather's turning. It's getting a little colder, so I think people will be looking for some indoor stuff to do.
I think so. I think that golf simulator is going to fill up. Oh, by the way, got to mention the golf league is going really well. I think we're week 4? Yeah, week 4 this week. Tonight it started again, and one of our players, Emmett, got a hole-in-one on the golf simulator.
Awesome.
So
That's
luckily
awesome.
It wasn't at the country club, the real country club, where he might have to buy everybody around. There was only 4 people there, so it wasn't too expensive.
That'd be a fairly inexpensive round then. Yeah.
But I wish I could have seen it because I've seen it when I've been lucky enough to get in. Well, I didn't get it, but I was there to witness a guy get an eagle. And an eagle actually flies down off of the screen and lands on the hole. And it was like, whoa, that is really cool. So a hole-in-one, that thing must just be bells and whistles and celebrations. And
That's awesome.
So cool. But so encourage people as the weather turns. If you're also looking to, keep that swing alive, we are open to public bookings on the golf simulator Thursday through Saturday.
And how do they do that?
Easiest way is just go to lctaproom.com, and there's a button right at the top that says Golf Sim, and then right from there they can book a tee time.
Okay.
And they can book it as little as a half hour and as long as 5-6 hours if they want to. Takes about an hour for 2 people to play 9 holes. If there was 4 people, you'd want to be 2 hours. But if you don't want to be rushed at all, or especially if you're a beginner or you haven't played on the sim before, I would always book an extra half hour or so more than you think it's going to take. And that way, you can always extend if someone else is not already booked. But the way it's looking, as soon as the weather turns, we've already seen the booking starting to log in.
Sure.
So it's going to be full.
Sure. Well, all right. Anything else before we sign off?
I don't think so. I think we covered it all, and looking forward to another great week in Lewis and Clark.
All right. Well, cheers.
Cheers.